Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome back to the Basic Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago, guys. That was a blowout.
Ugly.
That got ugly, and it got ugly in a hurry. There was a point in time where I was like, man, this is. We looked up and we're watching all the other games pass us by, and we're like, man, that game's in the fourth. It's coming down. You know, that game's about to wrap up, and these guys are still with 5 minutes left in the third, and it's a blowout.
Right.
Like it's a blowout with 5 minutes left in the third. The Colts had no shot.
No, they did. They came back. They came back right there. They got that touchdown. Okay, and they gave that stupid ass onside.
Did they come back? Did they come back?
No, but they were on. I mean, hey, if they got that ball, who knows what would have happened?
Yeah. Well, maybe. If
onsides are hard to come by.
It's good. It would have been hard to come back after that. They were just dominated. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our guy again, Marco Velasquez. I'm sure you're happy as hell after that beatdown of the Indianapolis Colts.
What a victory today. I mean, honestly, the AFC South is up for grabs today, and Titans came out swinging, and what a victory. What a W to take home today.
Man, Derrick Henry finished up with just 38 yards more in the second half, but it wasn't even a factor.
I mean, at that point, in the second half, while we were talking in halftime, we talked about, running the ball, pretty much, slowing down that defense, not letting them get back into the game. And that's exactly what Tennessee did. Indianapolis at no point did it become a factor as far as, making any sort of comeback. And defense came up big today.
And you had Ryan Tannehill, 13-22. He just continues to be efficient. 13-22, 221 yards and a touchdown. The dude does his job. That's all you can ask. He does his job, and he does it well. He's been doing it well ever since he left Miami. And that he came in for Marcus Mariota last season. Ryan Tannehill has been Mr. Efficient.
And Ryan Tannehill, the loveliest surprise that we've ever gotten, and as far as, these past, couple seasons, definitely came in, took the team, at the helm and just leading us, to the AFC Championship last season. And sure enough, doing a phenomenal job this year as well.
Yeah, and, A.J. Brown finished up with 4 receptions, 98 yards, and a touchdown, targeted 6 times. And it just seemed to me that Tennessee from just after what happened in the first half, going into the second half, it just seemed like they were in total control of the clock, of the pace of the game, of everything. It never seemed at any point, maybe except for that first quarter where they were moving the ball back and forth, did it seem like Tennessee had no control of the game. And even then, you knew that they were in it.
Absolutely. And, I definitely have to keep in mind, the fact to say, again, as I mentioned earlier, must-win game. And we have to look at the schedules now, as far as, where both of these teams are heading as far as, taking that AFC South crown. Tennessee having a big showdown with Cleveland next year, who's, fighting to stay in the hunt. You got Jacksonville, divisional showdowns. We got Green Bay. You got Detroit. Finishing off the season with Houston. Definitely a must-win game today. And sure, as repeated, it's came out swinging, came out on top.
It's crazy because the Colts, with that offensive line, you would think that they would put an emphasis on running the football. I understand they're out without Jonathan Taylor. I understand they're without who's the running back that went out for the season?
Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack. They're without Marlon, but that doesn't make. They still have a good trio of running backs that should be able to, with this offensive line, move the football. They had 20 rushes as a team. Only were able to muster up about 60 yards total of rushing yards. That's not going to get it done. And I felt like if they could match somewhat of Tennessee's running game, if they could control the clock a little bit more than they did, I felt that they were in good position. But it just seemed to me that mistakes continued to plague them.
And in all honesty, I think Frank Reich made it. He made it very clear from the get-go. He wanted to go with the hot hand. And if we go back 2 weeks against in that first showdown in Indianapolis, Hines ended up being the X factor for Indianapolis that game. And sure enough, that's what he relied on today, and he wasn't a factor at all today. So big props to Tennessee's defense for keeping him off the board. Not a factor in today's game, but I think Wright, he made it very clear that he was going to go with with the hot hand, and didn't deliver today.
They didn't, and it doesn't. I want to point out Phillip Rivers shouldn't be throwing the ball at this point, at this juncture. He shouldn't be throwing the ball that many times, bro. Like you're throwing the ball so much that when you he was what is he 24 of 42. That's you're what, flirting with less than or a little bit over 50.
Yeah, that's
a little bit over 50.
That's the lack of Jonathan Taylor.
That's the lack of the running game. Like he shouldn't be throwing for that many passes without any type of efficiency. It wasn't garbage time. He was trying to salvage something and even try to come back in the third quarter. And once the fourth quarter came, I felt like every pass then was just desperation. So, regardless of Phillip Rivers' stats, the team needs to be able to run. The Colts, mind you, that team needs to be able to run the football, or else Phillip is going to continue to take some hits, continue to pass for 40 plus, throw for 40 plus a game, and that's not gonna win it for the Colts. They have a good defense. You need to be able to control the clock.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you know what, Marco? Thank you for joining us, bro. I know it's a huge win for you guys in the AFC South. I know you're pumped up, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We appreciate it, dude. Anytime we're covering Titans, dude, you're more than welcome to jump on and talk.
Absolutely.
All right, bro.
All right, guys. Take care.
Later. That was Marco Velasquez, my buddy from high school. He's a huge Titans fan. We had him here a couple weeks ago. He just knew so much, so knowledgeable about the Titans and what they want to do in that AFC South. It's always a pleasure having him on. It's great talking football with him. And let's talk about your game, girl. Right? Lo and behold, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs are up right now over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-0, but that 3 is a win in my book.
Yeah,
that 3 points, and it's not 6 or 7.
And they're running the ball,
and they're running the football. It's gonna be interesting.
Funny how that happens.
It's gonna be interesting. You know damn well that the Chiefs are gonna go ahead and try to jump on top some of these routes on Tom Brady.
This formation that should work.
Exactly. You know they're gonna jump on some of these routes.
Look at that. That has to work.
And they just missed a deep pass down the left sideline.
How many deep passes?
Deep pass down the left sideline to Mike Evans. Although Brady had pressure in his face coming from a blitz from the Mike linebacker, and he got drilled. He got dropped just off the fingertips of Mike. You got to have that ball, Mike. You got to have that ball, Mike Evans. But it's going to be a fun one. But, we'll see. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We're going to jump back on live at halftime of this game. Hopefully Luke is in a good mood. Hopefully it's a good game for me and you and him, because I don't want to deal with the Tasmanian devil over here if they start losing. But either way, trust me, I get that way as well. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get to you guys at halftime of the Bucs and Chiefs. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.